Hey everyone, it's Mike from Destinations to Travel. Today we are heading out to Universal Orlando Resort to check out some of the Halloween Horror Nights setup, which is just a couple of days away. So we're going to take a walk around Universal Studios Florida to see some of the props and everything getting ready for the event. We're also going to head out to a special annual pass holder preview of the Dead Coconut Club, which is the Halloween themed bar out on Universal CityWalk. So let's go. All right, so we are on Universal CityWalk now. The Dead Coconut Club doesn't open for its preview until about 7 p.m. and it's about 4 o'clock right now, so we got some time. So we're gonna head over to Universal Studios Florida to start things off. But first, the Universal Studios store out on CityWalk is also set up for Halloween Horror Nights, so let's stop in there real quick. So as you enter Universal CityWalk, that is towards the parking garages over there, you'll see the Universal Studios store on your right, and you'll have this big Five Nights at Freddy's display. You can see some of the merchandise on display. I'm sure we'll see some of the other properties featured at this year's event. And by the way, I did head up there. There's the Dead Coconut Club. Obviously, you see the Red Coconut Club sign. It becomes the Dead Coconut Club for Halloween Horror Nights. And the theme this year is Koven. And there are people lined up out there right now. It said there was a team member preview going on right now. And the pass holder preview is supposed to start at 7. Maybe it'll start a little bit early. So I'll head over there as soon as we do a lap around Universal Studios Florida. And again, inside the Universal Studios store on CityWalk, we've got Horror Nights merch here. Oh, I do see some Terrifier. Oh, they got the Mel's Die-In stuff here too. Very cool. And they have like the event shirts here. And there's some Terrifier. So if you want your Horror Nights merch, maybe if you're here a day before you have your ticket, you can stop out on CityWalk and pick up your merch as well. There's a really creepy Megan popcorn bucket. Megan's not even at the event this year, but they have a whole bunch of Blumhouse stuff here, so you can see Megan and the grabber from the Black Phone, characters from other films here, but Megan popcorn bucket's really creepy. Also, first fill is free, $34.99 for this Megan popcorn bucket. I think I'm gonna pass. And of course they have some merch here for the Halloween Horror Nights icon, Lil Boo. So you got the bag is actually really cool. I've never been a big Lil Boo fan, just being honest. But this is a really cool bag. And you got some t-shirts, you got magnets, luggage tags, plenty of Lil Boo merch. I really like this Five Nights at Freddy's headband. Looks like it's got like the nicer version of the characters and then the decayed version of them on the back. That's fun. I'm excited for that house. There are also some Horror Nights merch booths out on CityWalk in addition to what you can find in the Universal Studios store. And I didn't see the Fallout merch inside the store, but they do have it out of the booth here. Like the Vault Tech hat. There is a sign out here on CityWalk for the Dead Coconut Club. And again, it is called Koven this year. So it's got like a sorority witches theme. You can see opens at 5 p.m. nightly during Halloween Horror Nights. So you have plenty of opportunities to come out here and check out the Dead Coconut Club if you're coming for Halloween Horror Nights. So we don't have the big Halloween Horror Nights medallion in the main arch here just yet, but we do have the posters out for the 5 IP houses this year. So you got Jason Universe, Fallout, Five Nights at Freddy's, Terrifier, and the Horrors of the Wyatt Six. First thing we see as we enter the park is the big Halloween Horror Nights arch that has been a staple of the event in the last few years at least. I did see a picture of the neon glowing in blue instead of red like we usually see it, and it looked really cool, so I'm excited to see that. We also have some giant gargoyles out here. The theme of this year's event is a overgrown, cursed conservatory, and so you're gonna see these vines growing all over the event, which is really cool. I'm really excited. This is gonna be a very fun event this year, as it always is. And inside the Universal Studios store in the park, we also have the setup here for Halloween Horror Nights. So you got these Of course, the merch, and then you got these broken stained glass windows. And some creepy paintings here. So one of the houses, one of the original idea houses this year is called El Artista, a Spanish haunting. And they today actually released the companion podcast, the Discover Universal podcast, telling the story of that haunted house. And that house is sort of the key to this year's event. So the layout of this year's event is going to look very different because of the construction on the now closed Rip Ride Rocket. So you can see here, we're right next to Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem. And the past couple years, we've had an entrance routed this way to one of the houses. But it looks like we're going to have 4 different houses going this way. So Five Nights at Freddy's, WWE, The Horrors of the Wyatt Six, Grave of Flesh, and Terrifier are all going to be routed this way. I'm really curious to see how the traffic flow will go, but we'll see. So we are at our first scare zone here. This is the Origins of Horror scare zone. And this is usually sort of a table of contents type of scare zone for the event. You usually see like some of the characters that you'll see all around the event. However, the podcast about El Artista explained that the Origins of Horror are actually like 3 different characters, and they are a bat, a cat, and a crow that transform into giant monsters. So I'm really interested to see what this looks like. I'm guessing we're gonna see those 3 characters here. There's also this figure under a tarp here that very clearly looks like it's a chainsaw. So people are thinking it's Art the Clown. That doesn't really fit with the story, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with this. Q has also been set up here in front of the Music Plaza stage. And this is usually one of the big IP houses that comes in this way, but the house locations can be seen on the park map in the Universal Orlando app now, and it looks like this is going to be El Artista. So it's really interesting that this house is sort of the key to this year's event, and is even being treated as if it's going to have a very long queue. I'm excited for it. We also have all of the food booths ready to go, and they actually even have the menus out here. So you're gonna have twisted chips, so like the fan favorite twisted tater turned into chips this year, and you got a ranch and vinegar or spicy cheddar flavor. Those actually sound really good. I don't usually go for a twisted tater, but I might have to try these. Here's my favorite Halloween Horror Nights icon of all. Hashtag the panda. Couple more food booths as we get into the New York area of the park. There's Clown Cafe, obviously Terrifier themed, and then Eats and Treats, which I guess is just clown themed. I would imagine this has something to do with Terrifier too. I've never seen those movies, but Death by Cheese Stick and Freakishly Long Corn Dog, I foresee myself coming to this food booth in the near future. And at Clown Cafe, we've got Sienna's Burnt Angel Wings, Clown Cafe Bloody Popcorn, which is actually popcorn chicken, and then the Abracadabra Sunflower Glasses. Also in the New York area, we've got the Firefly Funhouse. Oh, I guess they all say Eats and Treats, so I don't know what the name of that other booth was. But Huskus Muscle Man Slop. It's like a Sloppy Joe sandwich. Ramblin' Rabbit Fried Carrot Cake. I'm not a carrot cake fan, but that looks really good. I might try that at some point. By the way, they all have specialty drinks as well. I typically stay away from them. They're usually pretty sugary. I stick to some of the beers and things like that they have, and they always have some special beers like the Tripping Animals Brewing Co. Fresh Fang Sour Ale. That is a mouthful. But yeah, they always have some special options, plus Dufftoberfest over in Springfield. And right next to the Firefly Funhouse is the Fallout food booth, where you've got some Yum Yum deviled eggs, which I'm really excited about. I was excited when I thought they were deviled eggs, but it turns out they're coconut panna cotta with pineapple whipped ganache. I'm all about that. Can't wait to try that. Pickle bucket baked chicken, so buffalo chicken dip with crispy fried pickles, sounds awesome. And then graham tots and more. Thumbs up chili glazed spam with cheddar tater tot kegs and scallions. Yeah, I'm in on all of this. I can't wait to try this, especially those deviled eggs. There is also, of course, a scare zone in the New York area. And this one is called Mutations, Toxic 20s. So we're set in 1920s New York, where a bank robbery has gone wrong, crashed into this BuzzCon truck and spilled toxic waste all over the city, mutating all of its citizens. I'm excited to see this one. I love that it's playing off of BuzzCon, which is a callback to the Bugs Eaten Alive house from a few years ago. Also in the New York area is the entrance to the Tribute Store, which is in a different location this year. So you're gonna enter through the Palace Arcade and it'll feed into Sahara Traders, which is the gift shop for Revenge of the Mummy. And it's got a Museum of Antiquities theme, which I'm really excited to see. There are some props inside Sahara Traders right now, but obviously we can't see all of the Tribute Store just yet. But we'll definitely be back during Halloween Horror Nights to check it out in detail. We also have the Black Cat Lounge in the New York area here. Oh, I like the little boo on the menu there. And the Pumpkin Moon Times. It's like this is like a newspaper for their menu. Also, is Jack back? Know what to do if he is. Nice nod to Jack the Clown, Halloween Horror Nights icon. And then this is a bar, so you got your specialty cocktails and your beers, and of course your soft drinks and things like that. Seems like there's a lot of Easter eggs here though. This is really fun. Meats. I also just noticed at the bottom of the menu here, they do have a QR code that you can scan for all of the Halloween Horror Nights menus. So I'll pause here for a second, let you guys scan this if you'd like to see all the menus. We can also put a link to all the menus in the description below. And Louis' restaurant here in the New York area has been transformed into Freddy Fazbear's. So you got a special menu with a pizza and pasta dish, which looks really interesting, and then photo ops from Five Nights at Freddy's. In the San Francisco area of the park, we're gonna have Club Horror, and they do have the Club Horror bar set up out here where you can get Phantom Punch and Deadly Nightshade. But I believe this is like a full service bar as well. So it looks like they have a bunch of taps here, so you can get a whole bunch of beers on draft, which is nice. Just outside Diagon Alley here in the London area of the park. By the way, we know the Death Eaters will be back inside Diagon Alley. One of my favorite elements of Halloween Horror Nights. Can't wait to see them again. But the bridge here connecting London over to Springfield is reopened. So this has been under construction for a while. Figured it would be reopened before Halloween Horror Nights. They gotta have that for the traffic flow. The bathrooms are not reopened out here just yet, but they're no longer behind construction walls, so I would imagine those will be open for Halloween Horror Nights as well. And then right over here we have the Jason food booth, the Jason Universe food booth. I'm excited to try those s'mores for sure. Definitely some things I want to try, but I'm gonna head towards the back here because we have the, I guess we're still calling it the Fear Factor stage, which is where you will find Nightmare Fuel, Circus of Decay. And this is the show that has been running at Halloween Horror Nights for several years now. It is magic, it's dancing, it's lots and lots of pyro. It's a fun show. Definitely recommend checking it out. Okay, I had to make a stop in Springfield because one of my favorite things about Halloween Horror Nights is Dufftoberfest. And I guess I should just say my favorite things about this time of year because you don't necessarily need to be here for Halloween Horror Nights for Dufftoberfest, but pretty self-explanatory. It's an Oktoberfest sold by Duff. It's one of my favorite beers. We have some more food and drink options right outside the Animal Actor stage, just past the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane scare zone. I know there is a walking taco here that I'm really excited to try. There's also a food truck out here in Springfield. And they have the, I love this name, the Mom Cut the Crust Off PB&J. They've done a fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a previous year. I don't remember, it was a few years ago. But it was really, really good. And then these chicken tendies also sound very good. There's a lot of really good sounding food at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Now just continuing the loop, we're actually at the back of the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane scare zone now, and you can see her creepy house back here. To get the full story of this scare zone, you really want to walk through from the Hollywood side. And again, we will definitely see more of this throughout the event for sure. I'm excited for this scare zone. This one looks really cool. They have the pumpkins in the trees again, which they've done in previous years, and it always looks really great when it's lit up at night, so can't wait to see it. At the other side of the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane scare zone, you've got El Artista Eats and Treats. It's like garlic bread, flatbread type things, and then these churros look really good. And then, of course, another specialty beverage. And Central Park is where you'll find Hauntaphonic, a ghoulish journey. This is gonna be a lagoon show with projections and music, lasers and things like that. They've done these kinds of shows in years past, but it's been a couple years, and I'm really excited to see this show this year. This was always one of my favorite parts of Halloween Horror Nights, so I can't wait for the return of this offering. There's also the HHN bar just outside Transformers over there, but right here we have a merch cart. Hello. with some Mel's Die-In merch that we saw in the Universal Studios store out on CityWalk. But I wanted to stop right out here in front of Mel's Die-In because this is a staple of Halloween Horror Nights. So if you're not familiar, the iconic Mel's Drive-In turns out a couple lights and becomes Mel's Die-In, and this year they're turning it into an actual experience with zombie servers outside the restaurant, which should be a lot of fun. And in the Hollywood area, we have our final scare zone. This is Masquerade Dance with Death, a vampire masquerade party. Doesn't need too much more explanation. But again, hearing the story from the Discover Universal podcast about El Artista and how that spills out into the scare zones, it's pretty cool. I recommend checking it out. All right, that finishes our lap around Universal Studios Florida for a look at the Halloween Horror Nights props. We will definitely be back out here for Halloween Horror Nights. We are gonna be here live opening weekend, so keep an eye out for that. The replay of that will come up on our YouTube. We'll be live on Facebook. So head over to our Facebook, be sure to like and follow us there. But it's just about time to head out to the Dead Coconut Club, so let's go check that out. All right, we got about 10 minutes before we can get into the Dead Coconut Club. It is busy in there. So the team member previews are still happening right now, and then pass holders get in about 10 minutes, but it's a party out here. You can hear, obviously, there's very loud music. There's a lot of people waiting to get in, and it seems like there's a lot of people inside, so it might be really busy in there, we'll see. They just changed the sign, put the pass holder sign out, and everybody's heading inside. Let's go. Okay, I just did a quick pass. It's really loud in there, it's really crowded, so I can't really talk when I'm in there. But there's a lot to see, lots of really, really cool detail. The bars are all super packed right now, so I don't know if that I'm actually gonna get up there and get to try one of the specialty drinks. Hopefully I'll be able to get a shot of the menu and I can share that and give you guys a look at the menu at least. I saw a lot of stuff. A lot of it's a fun mix of like college vibes and witchcraft. There were like mannequins, creepy mannequins all in there, and there was the frog mascot in a cage. I don't know, I need to do another quick pass to see some more of the detail. And again, hopefully I can get a look at the menu. Maybe I'll get to try a drink. I just don't know how long it's gonna take to get to one of those bars.
Get the money.
All right, well, that was chaos, but a lot of fun. I love the Dead Coconut Club every year, and this year's theme is really, really cool, like which Koven meets college party. So I had a lot of fun in there. I love that they had the dance number was crazy. I love that they have Pong being played, so that was really cool. But yeah, Dead Coconut Club, lots of fun every year. Let me know in the comments, actually, if you're visiting for Halloween Horror Nights, are you gonna check out the Dead Coconut Club? Because like when I go in there, it's typically not that busy. It's usually much more empty. I thought with it being a preview, it wouldn't be so busy, but the team members and pass holders are probably the ones who are gonna frequent that bar the most, so that makes sense that it was busier tonight. So let me know. I'm curious if you're gonna be visiting the Dead Coconut Club. Let me know if you liked what you saw in there, because I had a lot of fun, and the drink that I had was really good. The new brew was delicious. I just look for whatever the bourbon drink is on the menu, so, but I really enjoyed it. If you wanna start planning your Halloween Horror Nights vacation or Universal Orlando Resort vacation in general, head over to d2travel.com or send us an email at info@d2travel.com. Let a destination to travel advisor handle all of the stress of planning your vacation, so you just have to worry about enjoying it. But that's gonna do it for us tonight, everyone. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye.
Destinations to travel, where the world is yours. Destinations to travel.